All right, so it's Dr. Irfan Akpan here. Hope everybody's doing well. I wanted to look into Replit, and I just found out about Replit Agent 4. And and this seemed like a parallel agent platform. So you can run 4 agents at once to work on tasks at the same time. So I wanted to actually show you and go to their site and just see how this works. So let's just talk about it. I wanted to see how this works, what it looks like. So I actually went to the Replit site where they're going to work on it, where they're going to work on a project. So this is something very new.
Feedback on what to do there, but that's a lot of the value of this is really just being around other builders and holding yourself accountable. Yes, the prizes are cool, but just being in a place where you can kind of work with others and keep yourself accountable. So here's your mission for the Build-a-thon. Get that creative thought out of your head and make it real. You've been thinking about something, an application, a product, something for your team, something for your family, something for your friend group, a little side project you want to start, whatever it is. You've been thinking about something that's in your head. You've been seeing all this AI stuff and you're like, oh, this vibe code stuff is cool, but I don't know if it's for me. We're going to show you how to use Replit to do all those things. So your mission through the competition is to build something real. Again, business, game, tool, whatever. This could be a browser extension. It could be a mobile app. It could be anything. It could be a pitch deck and an animation video. It could be just like a launch package. Like there's a lot of creativity here, and we're going to explain how that all fits together. What we're going to ask you to do, and the way this is going to work, is that week one, you are going to kind of pitch your idea. So you're going to spend the next couple of days outlining your idea, exploring this idea on the canvas, building little marketing assets, kind of thinking through, maybe asking friends,
So this is a competition that's like a build-a-thon that's being put together to put something together using the platform Replit and using their agent.
validating your early concept. Next week, the checkpoint is going to be about building this idea, right? And so don't get too far ahead of us here, because this is really going to be like a hands-on thing, and we may throw some surprises at you, right? We've learned a lot of things from the last build-a-thon, and we're going to be tracking things a little bit different for this build-a-thon. And so don't try to get too far ahead of yourself, and you're going to see that there's some caveats to make sure it's a level playing field for everyone who gets started here. Again, even if you're not trying to compete, helping stay accountable is a big deal. And so those weekly checkpoints and then building with the community is going to be a great opportunity for you to just like hold your feet to the fire a little bit while we go through this. And then again, the Discord community. So we talked a little bit about this. 3 weeks. Week one is explore. Everyone needs to start from a Replit project fresh as of today. This is the key thing we're going to keep driving home throughout the competition. Automatic disqualification if you bring projects in that were started last week, last month, last year, whatever. We now have connectors to check how much people are using Replit, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. And we also will be able to validate the dates of this project. So there are creative ways. Obviously, you're able to use other AI.
So this is amazing. So literally in 3 weeks, you've got a product and you're looking to get customers. So you come up with an idea in 1 week. The next week you build it with the Agent 4, and then the next week you're putting it out there.
Able to use other services. We're going to talk about how we score this stuff, but we want the majority of the work to be done in Replit in a new project that started as of today. So again, very important to keep that in mind. Week two, we'll use Agent 4 to turn your idea into a web app, mobile app, pitch deck, et cetera, the marketing assets you need to get to market. And then week three, we're really going to spend some time focusing on how do we get this out into the world. A lot of these build-a-thons, a lot of things that people are doing like this are all about, hey, let's build something cool. Okay, great. Lots of people say they can build something cool. What we want to show is that you can build production-ready products and that you can kind of get to market quickly. This doesn't mean you're going to have your full-scale application. This doesn't mean you're going to be doing everything you think you want to do with the application. This means you're going to have something minimum that's usable, that solves the problem that we're going to define here, And then you get that into the market and you start validating with people. That could mean users, that could mean your first sale, that could mean building up a wait list. There's all sorts of things that ship could mean. And so this isn't just going to be like, hey, if you have a big audience, you're going to win this part of the category. So again, we'll talk about that a little bit more on the scoring side of things. The rundown, again, we talked about this.
Now, this is interesting. So you got to imagine in 3 weeks, you can come up with a product. So they get into a lot of the scoring rules. I want to get us into sort of how this, what it looks like and how it works.
Back to a version here that should now be okay for folks.
Real-time debugging. Let's see here. Yep, it's refreshing for me now.
Okay, so hopefully that works for folks. That's what you get for trying to push last-minute updates right before the stream. Vibe coding to the max. Here you go.
That's my fault. I was pinging Reimar for last-minute requests. Like, I need this.
Okay,
so that's how me, dude.
So now we're in. You'll see everyone has a profile page. So if I click on the profile page, it's going to take me to my profile. I did dox this a second ago, so let's see what happens. If I click on this, not everyone will see this just yet, by the way. This is something we're going to start rolling out slowly to Build-a-thon participants, starting with ambassadors and then other builders across the community. But basically, you will have a little profile that kind of shows your build usage. And this is, again, we talked about like being able to understand how people are using the app. This is part of the systems we're building on the back end. One of the things that happened during the mobile build-a-thon is that a lot of people were trying to submit projects that they created in other places or old projects or things that just hadn't been built in Replit. And we had a hard time distinguishing that at the end. It's one of the reasons the voting took so long is because we had to do a lot of like vetting and understanding like what was happening. So a lot of that stuff's now built into this. So anyway, you're in here. You can edit your profile. Soon you'll see this builder profile roll out as we roll out those different users, but make sure your bio is complete. That will be step one. Okay, so just save your bio. And then you will see the option here. Come on, baby. Okay, you will see the option here to rate exceeded. Okay, I wonder what's going on. There's like too many people trying to log in with Replit right now. I wonder if there's a limit to how many people can log in with Replit at once. Like in a single amount of time.
Like on the auth?
Yeah. It's like this API login, right? It's like I wonder if there's a rate limit that's being set and it just thinks we're being like, I think the site thinks we're being like attacked, brute force or something is what's happening.
A DDoS attack or something.
Yeah, there's some kind of something that like thinks this many people trying to log in as once is like bot traffic. I think that's what's happening. Interesting.
Yeah, I'm getting that too, folks as well.
Oh, that is a serious bummer. Okay, we will fix that immediately after the stream. Apologies for that, folks. I'm not really sure what's going on there, but let's get into the gist of this because you don't need the Build-a-thon site to get started, right? So at this point, I want to talk a little bit about exploring ideas fast with Replit.
Reimer, before we get into that, we got a big question that keeps coming up. Yeah, credits. Okay. We're not giving out free credits for the build-a-thon. You're going to build on your own credits, but we have some very generous prizes every week and at the end of the build-a-thon. So we like, yeah, for your builds, it's going to be all your own credits that you're going to be using. Number two, around IP ownership. Who owns it? You own it. If you build it on Replit, you own it, and that's yours to use. Whatever you want to do.
So that's important because you got to pay for the use. So you pay for the use on Replit with credits, and then whatever you create is actually yours. So it's, you know, it's your properties, your project for you to use, but you do have to pay to use the platform, particularly for, well, in general, and then in particular for this build-a-thon, but usually they give you a certain amount of free credits every month.
Build-a-thon Hub is live. It was an API restriction. It was too many people trying to hit the login because we had that connected to the Luma sync, the event sync. So again, everyone should be synced here and ready to go. I'm hoping that we have no problems anymore. So let's go check this out. You should be able to now click to register your project on the site. You will officially join the Build-a-thon at that point, and then it will give you the options to kind of fill in. Okay, so it's got my profile already completed. There we go. Got the project name. I can set up my project here. So this is my cool project. This is the description for my cool project. And then you can take any image you want here. Let's see, click to upload. We'll just put, let's go to assets. Let's just go with this one. Okay, public URL. This could be the project that you're sharing. This is the complete project. So I'm just going to put my website in here to fill it in. And then this needs to be a Replit URL, right? So this needs to be a Replit project. Let me go into, where's that? There we go. This needs to be an actual Replit URL. If I go in here and put that in, and then I needed to add a tag. Okay, so whatever my project. So this is going to be like design focused or whatever you want to do. AI mobile app. Right? And so then if you want to add teammates, this is where that happens. You can name a team and you can then invite team members to that team. This is just their Replit user ID, their Replit email. This isn't going to send them an email or anything, but if they have a Replit ID or a Replit email and they're registered in the system, this will send them an invite in their portal to accept that invite. So if I save and continue this, okay, great. Hello.
So that's good. You can have multiple people working on a project. So that's great. So you can put together a team and then work together on putting whatever your project might be in this platform.
What's happening here with just so many people on it?
Yeah, it's some other
Are
folks in
people
the
still
chat.
getting the rate limit?
Yeah, well, they're getting some issues, and then I'm also trying to refresh on my end. It's slow for me.
Interesting. Okay, these will be fixed by Thursday. By the time you all need to submit your projects. Okay, let's get into the nuts of this here, because I want to talk a little bit about the exploring ideas fast. I want to take the rest of the time here and get into like how to shape some of these ideas. We'll fix these. Yeah, still rate limits. Okay, rate exceeded. Did you all refresh by chance? I'm wondering if, yeah, okay, let me just look into that. I'm not sure what's going on. There's some kind of API call in the back that's like just slamming the server. And I'm not, I can't fix it right now live on the stream. I tried to revert, but okay. We will fix that right after the stream, y'all. But let's go into exploring ideas fast in Replit here. So I heard a bunch of people talking about, hey, I don't know what to focus on. I have a bunch of ideas. I'm not sure which idea I want to chase. So
you see that document there? That is a type of business model canvas. The inventor of the business model canvas is Dr. Alexander Osterwalder.
I want to talk a little bit about how I think through ideas like this, and maybe Manny, we can just talk a little bit about, because you probably do some of this too. But I want to talk a number of things about not just thinking through the idea, but then how do you take that idea and digest it into things that the agent can understand or work with, right? Because it's easy to have this grand vision. I want to build the next social network. I'm going to build the next TikTok. I'm going to build the next Uber. You know, like, all right. And you look at Uber and you see the app and you see it has all these features and it has real-time traffic monitoring, and you can, you know, change the type of thing you want to order, and you just like see this feature complete app that's taken 10 years to build, and you're like, that's what I want. I'm sorry, you can't have that. Just get that out of your head. You can't have that. That's not yours. Just remove that from your brain. What you have to remember is that Uber started with a very simple ride-hailing service. Same thing with Airbnb. Hey, here's a list. I got a couch in my bed. If you want to come sleep in this city, like, you can come rent this couch. And the app was very simple, very rudimentary early on, and it evolved into the thing, right? And so that's where you have to think about this product, right? Like whatever you're thinking about here, the goal at the end of the competition is not to have the Uber version of it. It's to have the what can I take out to market today and start validating this thing in a way that gets me, lets me know, should I continue to invest in this or not? Right? You're spending Replit credits on this. You're spending brain cells on this. You're running through.
So he's level setting. So he's trying to say that, don't expect to have like a full-blown app. This is designed to get you started, to get you going, to get you moving with this platform. So he's level setting it. Think about it from that standpoint. I want to see if he gets into that canvas.
Day and start validating this thing in a way that gets me, lets me know, should I continue to invest in this or not? Right? You're spending Replit credits on this. You're spending brain cells on this. You're running through, like mental cycles on all of this. So what does that mean? Right? Like, what does that mean? And how do you break that stuff down? So let me go through some of the stuff I'm thinking about for the Agent 4 Build-a-thon, because again, I'm going to be building alongside you. And so I had a couple. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, no, and that's a great anecdote, especially around Uber. People forget that Uber started off with the founder just on the phone and routing limousines of different people to his friends. He's like, hey, if you're out at night, let me know and I'll send you a limousine. And that's how he tested it. That's how it was sort of his early market testing. So yeah, like, you're trying to validate that there's pain point that you're addressing, that you have a service that people be willing to pay for. And that can be hacky early on, but you're really trying to validate that hypothesis early on.
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
Validating a hypothesis. So you're testing a hypothesis with this.
And okay, so let me just dive into 3 things that I've been thinking about for this build-a-thon. 3 ideas that have just kind of been in my head for a while that I could easily take.
I didn't want to get into his ideas. I really wanted to see more of the actual software. He gets in here and he talks about
website that's a little more social, that's a little more link in bio style, but fits the role of a website that I would be happy to put at my main URL. It allows me to blog, kind of think Substack meets Twitter meets link in bio type thing. And other than that, I want you to do a little bit of a market analysis on this industry, and I want you to put this all together in a, let's say, 8-slide deck that covers everything we just talked about. Okay. So that's a crazy prompt. There's no, and we're just going to see, I didn't tell it to create a new artifact. Let's see how smart this thing is. Because we got it. Okay. Yeah. Let's see what happens. Let's just see what happens. We're going to give that some time. What's coming in on the comments? I'm sorry. I pulled the mic away because I was talking to WhisperFlow and I forgot that I'm on a live stream. So some people probably heard my mic get a little faint in the middle there. It was just me pulling away from the mic here.
Some folks are asking about the basics of building with Agent 4. And we've got a couple of live streams on that we did last week and the last couple of weeks. So I encourage you to go check that out. We also have some great content on our Replit YouTube channel. But yeah, today we're talking about ideation, the basic mechanics in terms of how to navigate Agent 4. Check out the YouTube channel for that.
Yeah, and we are now up and running. We are now up and running. The site is all good. I see projects coming in here. Yeah, so it looks like we've identified the API culprit that was throttling. By the way, can we get a little shout out for Replit and being able to build and fix something like this on the fly in the middle of the live stream while you're literally talking to the crowd? Let's go try and break it again. Literally everyone go log in, try to break this thing. But you can now register your project. So you'll come in and it will let you set up your project name. So I'm just going to set up a test here, description, and then let's just give it an image. I'm hoping the image works here. Let's see the image upload. Okay, image uploaded. There we go. There seems to be a little bug here. We'll fix that. There seems to be a little bug where the X icon's kind of pushing the image up, but it'll show up properly when it's supposed to. If I save and continue here, okay, great. So you're going to see now I have a project. If I go to the gallery, my project will be here, but it's still going to prompt me to, okay, there we go. So I'm not completely done with this, but you'll see I can now see the first checkpoint, right? I can see the first checkpoint. My profile is complete here. I can edit my profile if I want. I can go back to the gallery. I can see my project here. I can edit my project details if I want here. I can save that. And then I wouldn't submit your checkpoints just yet. Again, take your time. Don't be in a hurry to submit these checkpoints. But let's say you did submit a checkpoint. You can't edit them until the submission deadline. Even after the submission deadline, you'll be able to submit these. Again, they will just count as late and you won't be eligible for the weekly prize, but you will be eligible for the overall grand prize. So you still want to make sure that you submit all of the checkpoints, okay? Don't skip the checkpoints. Just a heads up. It goes automatically when I try to log in. Try refreshing the browser. Yeah, just try refreshing the browser. I just published a new update, and so try refreshing your browser if you have any issues with it. This is the buildathonhubs.replit.app. It should be pinned in the YouTube chat.
So I'm going to stop here, and I'm wondering, is anyone part of the Buildathon? Has anyone tried Agent 4? Do you have any project ideas? I mean, I got a lot of questions. Has anyone used a business model canvas? He's using Lean Canvas. And what do you think about this? I think it's amazing. In less than 3 weeks, you can come up with a product, but really in one day. They're stretching out the ideation for 1 week and then the building for 1 week. And then, you ship the product. So wondering what you think about this. Looking forward to hear from you.